Another breakdown, another amazing chapter published. Welcome back. Now let's talk about this crazy chapter and talk about how many theories actually got confirmed. The answer is 1. Titled Promises, I had absolutely no idea what was going to happen, but I knew the dialogue would be the answer. Why? Because One Piece isn't a fighting anime, it's our Odyssey, and the fighting is just a caveat. But damn, this fight is going to be beautifully animated. Just want to mention how we got 2 back-to-back hard panels and 2 back-to-back hard chapters. Oda's in his bag. I know everybody says it. I'm saying it too. Not gonna lie, I was a little dismayed by how the chapter ended a few weeks ago, but in retrospect, I can definitely see this is a real 1-2 punch of a chapter set. After seeing Saturn be possessed in a similar yet different way to Junko, I'm kind of beginning to wonder if there's some relation between the two. Like maybe man-mare by marriage. Saturn has man-mare blood, but not man-mare name. I'm not sure, but body dysmorphia aside, Saturn's legs look exactly like cranes, and for some reason I started playing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, in my brain.
Ninja Crane Zord!
But this thing's legs obviously can't determine friend from foe, or realize that there are just no friends on the battlefield. Or there's option 3, where Emu sees any and everyone as ants beneath their feet. And I think that choice is pretty obvious. But with all the countless stabbings from legs upon legs, we are truly diving straight into the mouth of madness. I mean, these guys are getting hit harder than folks from the civil rights movement with water hoses. Seemingly dreadful to some, but to me, absolute cinema. I mean, marine destruction. Who doesn't love it? I don't know. Maybe them. And being honest, I didn't really find the greatest translation, but this week it will bear justice. More clear justice than Garp's justice, at least, because at this point I have no clue what his justice even is. It honestly seems a lot like Don't Duck to Spade justice. And Garp trash talking royals even when they look like demons is actually upping his stocks for me currently. Didn't think I'd be saying that. Now flash over to Rox and Emu talking, and I guarantee you that Rox and Davy Jones's designs are going to be spot on 1 for 1. If you read between the lines, Emu is obviously saying they look just alike. Kinda makes you wonder who is in the body at that point, right? Who's looking at Rox with so much ire? Long-standing theory on Blackbeard is he has multiple souls. Now, I have also put that thought process on Emu. If you look at the first words that Emu spoke in this chapter, they say, "Get out of my way," at least in my translation. And that is quite possibly the least regal form of speech Emu has ever made. It's more of a direct command, like, "Move, bitch." And I know everyone's thought for a long time, what if Blackbeard's third fruit is the Kraken? But hear me out. Squids make ink, and this looks pretty inky to me. And I'm thinking that Emu is the Kraken, and I already think that the One Piece is a pen, and I already think that Nika is actually holding a pen, not a sword. But more on that in another video, so hit that bell and let's keep going. Now this is another promise mentioned like in Fishman Island by Robin, so Joy Boy and Davy Jones have both made old world promises that still have strong meaning today. This brings me back to my thought process that Blackbeard and Luffy will unite to defeat Emu the way Roger and Zebek and even Joy Boy and Davy Jones were unable to do. The light and the darkness will become one to bring the world into an age of coexistence once again. Unity! Now, Garp helping Rox is definitely a surprise to me, even though I shouldn't really be surprised by it now that I think about it. Nonetheless, I didn't realize how much I really needed to see this next interaction. As I said earlier, the last chapter gave us the spectacular panel of Kaido, Whitebeard, and Rox standing in front of Emu ready to do battle. And this chapter gave us a full-page clash of 5 different attacks from what I believe to be the 5 biggest powerhouses on the island currently. On page turn, I was completely gobsmacked by the clash, but not as surprised as I was to find out the theories were correct and Captain John was the previous owner of Kid's Fruit. It was noticed in the last chapter by quite a few people, but confirmed in this one along with what looks to be Guanji having Mr. Five's fruit, making a flicking motion and causing a giant explosion, not to mention attack Ishiki from behind, a true POS to the end. I actually had to reread the page because when I first saw it, I thought Dragon got caught by like a branch on his shirt, but then I realized it was his rifle getting magnetized, and kudos, that was really great. Next is seeing the hilarity that is Dragon realizing that he's lost a damn child. But this child is actually fine because he's made his way to his true safe haven, the treasure chest that will find his way to the Roger Pirates. And Rayleigh, we see you, stud. We see you, man. Man's accomplished his mission and he will be pleasantly rewarded that night. I know he was. Now, if anyone watching this thinks that Thriller Bark is a part of God Valley, don't worry, you are not alone. It's honestly the only way I can think Moria would have access to so many former big name pirates all the way back in Paradise. And after hearing that each treasure chest is worth about 1 billion berry apiece, I can totally understand why Captain John's treasure is so wanted. I mean, how many of those does he really have? Because I need some bread. I need some too. But the biggest oh no moment is when Rox gets Domi reversing. Being a Chad has never had such severe consequences. After standing up to what is, at the moment, the world's strongest figure, Rox is subdued and told that he is going to be the instrument of his own family's undoing. Next thing we see, the world's greatest pirate has grown a terrifying set of fangs. And this is so scary to me because I believe this is a real showing of what Emu's level of Conqueror's Haki really is. We know how amazing Rox is, and for him to not just be captured, but turned into something other than himself, this basically means that his will was subjugated. And if Rox is truly the strongest person on that island and he couldn't prevent the Domi Reversi, I don't know if there's anybody who can. If you look back, it even looks like Harold could have been Domi Reversi'd in the throne room. Unless we're about to discover how wrong Kaido actually was. With all of his time living with powerful Haki using pirates and then witnessing and being there for all of the events of God Valley, I can fully understand why Kaido believes that Haki is stronger than devil fruits. But then again, never trust an unreliable narrator. How does Kaido know? He only knows what he saw. So that goes to say that there might actually be 1 or 2 people that have the Haki and the devil fruit ability to combat Emu in ways that we haven't seen before. And even though that answer is pretty obvious, that's a topic for the next video.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back.